Hey folks, this is Kalani. Going to be looking at the Sanctum Arena minigame available with this new patch. So, to get there, you'll need to talk to Captain Ellen Kiel.
Have a good time.
And I'm
not too good.
Okay, we'll try. And I'm ready to roll. This will take you to Aspect Arena. Not Sanctum Arena. Same thing. Let's be honest, same thing. So when you get in here, if you've got a fresh game,
You think you're tough,
that's
huh?
quite surprising, but what you'll get is 3 buffs, and 1 at each of these gates. Depending on which buff you pick up is what will fill your 1 to 5 slots.
Time to celebrate with a little magical combat.
So let's start with air. Now, obviously the staple is that you get the aspect ability, so for air we've got the jump. Now note that all of these aspect abilities do use your endurance, so you'll need to keep an eye on that. In air, we've got some fun abilities. We've got Wind Slash, which is the auto attack, throws out a blade of air that returns to you. Now this doesn't hit very hard, but obviously it passes through multiple times. Now number 2, Tornado Strike. Create a tornado that knocks back foes. Also deals some nice damage. Number 3 is essentially a mist form and will turn you invulnerable. Number 4 is Wind Sphere. When you throw a bouncing sphere of wind at your target, hit the sphere a second time to deal massive damage. So basically what happens there is it comes back down, and if it hits them again, then it does 20 damage, which is I think the highest damaging ability in this minigame so far. You can use all the terrain to your advantage. And the main goal is to collect these crystals. Oh, if we get away from the flags. So we're collecting these crystals, and you take them back to the base, and that's where you originally spawned. Now note that kills are obviously quite important as well, as with all PvP. So when you die, you'll respawn back and you'll have lost your aspect, so you can choose another one. Or you can obviously go for the same deal. A few of them are really strong. I think Wind is incredibly strong for kind of group support play, because the tornado is an AoE knockback and it's hilarious if you manage to knock someone off the arena. Let's have a play with Sun. So with Sun, we've got the speed of light, which curiously enough you have to hold down, but it still uses the same amount of endurance. Let's go through these quickly. We've got Sunbeam, which does more damage the closer you are. I'll just throw out number 4. Okay, so we've got Sunbeam on number 1, which does more damage the closer you are. If you're less than 300 range, it does a whopping 8 damage, which is kind of silly. Boom. We've got Sunburst, which is a blind. We've got Bastion, which is this AoE area you see, which does damage per second, 2 damage per second, to all enemies, and grants stability to all your allies. It lasts for 5 seconds. And then we've got Unstable Nova, where you release a small star, which then turns into a black hole, and that black hole will continually pulse and draw people towards it. That's really funny if it manages to get off, like just off a platform and pulls a whole group off the platform. That's really fun. And then obviously the speed of light. So you can see on your map, after we kill this guy, there's some really nice combinations you can create. That lightning field is the worst though. Say, if you have 1 of each aspect, you could probably take out 5, 6 people if you're well coordinated. It's ridiculous. So if we have a look at the map, we can see that the crystals are on the map. And they're pinged whenever they're getting active. You can see red team has now got this crystal. So if you look at the map and head for red team, or head for the crystal, it's got the same kind of debuff that you'd expect, in that it makes you slow. And we'll see if we can throw him off the edge. Probably not.
I've got the target.
Either way, I don't think this guy's getting his crystal to his base. Oh, maybe. Cheeky, cheeky. Too slow. So that's the main objective. You can see this is the red base. You can see a nice amount of red around.
Serious.
And you do actually go invulnerable while in your base, in the base area. But you don't have any abilities. Once you go through there, you lose your aspect. And you have to walk through the aspect gate to get another one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so sadly we lost. But we've still got one more aspect to look at. So when it comes to the lightning aspect, you've actually got a really, really powerful toolkit, and it's probably the strongest in a 1v1 skirmish. We've got a close range auto attack. That's annoying. Which does a lot of damage. It can do 10 damage for the chain attack, which is kind of crazy. And then you have this, which he avoided. That's not fair. What number 4 does? Oh, we'll go through them one by one. So you've got Lightning Strike, which is your auto, which then chains to deal 10 damage if you hit them again. You have Electromagnetic Pulse, which disables nearby foes, which is a 2-second daze. People just don't want me to make a video. Okay, so we've also got Energy Shield, which is a 4-second duration shield, which stuns the next person that attacks you, and Electrical Storm, which is what I was talking about. It's the same damage as the Sun debuff area, but it does something I missed. It does something very interesting in that you cannot get out of the area. Even if you try to evade out, you can't get out. The only way that you can get out is with the Wind 3, which makes you invulnerable. But the single target damage rather from the lightning attack is ridiculous. That's how annoying that thing can be. You ain't going nowhere with that crystal. While you carry a crystal, you have access to all your abilities, which is definitely worth mentioning. I probably think that Wind is probably going to be the strongest carrier, with Lightning being the strongest supporter. Interrupted mid-flight. And obviously with Lightning you have your teleport, which these beacons send you between the beacons with the lightning flash. Now, I personally prefer Wind. It's probably the nicest one, but you can imagine if you get a lightning field, which you can't get out of, on top of a sun field with, say, a sun working you down nice and slowly, and you can get continually knocked back into the field, which would then knock you back from the field. So you could literally be stun locked if people were coordinated enough, which is kind of scary. Or you could just get knocked around repeatedly by everybody playing Wind. But I don't know, I love this minigame, this is brilliant. I feel like I'm playing Avatar, The Last Airbender, with all the crazy little dances and stuff. Well, that's not very nice. You see, you can cancel your invulnerability early if you do wish, which is a nice touch. But I can't beat this guy, so I'm a run. Whoops. I went to the wrong... Oh, they're just camping our base. Delightful. But yes. Aspect Arena, rather. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. No, I did go to the wrong base. I'm on red team this time. I should probably change my gear. It confuses me all the time. But what are the rewards, I hear you say? Well, if you lose, you are granted a chest, which will contain a support token, a thimble of liquid karma, and a bag of coins. You also have a chance to drop a random green, which is nice. If you win, you'll get a splendid chest, which has a chance to drop more support tokens. and different gear. You also get a sip instead of a thimble, which is obviously bigger, and the bags of coins tend to contain more money. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is where we get the back pieces. I'm going to assume they'd be in the chests as well, because you don't seem to get anything else from them, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no random loot bag which you can get. Another thing worth noting is that every 12, I think it's 12, we'll check this quickly. Yeah, every 12 games you'll get a loot bag, and that's you only have to participate, you don't have to win. So each loot bag, as far as I'm aware, contains a rare. So every 12 games you're guaranteed a rare, which is quite nice. But yes, that is Aspect Arena. Go give it a shot yourself and see how you like it. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.